What is going on at Manchester United? This is Unbiased Sports. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me just put that on right. Yeah, look, like, share, and subscribe, baby. Yeah, we're back with another episode of Let's Talk Football. Let's talk Man United. Let's talk what the fuck is going on at Man United right now. They are in shambles right now as a club. As a fan base, I feel sorry for the fans, even though I shouldn't, because they never felt sorry for Arsenal fans when we were going through the mud. But I feel a bit sorry for some of the fans, should I say. Shambolic what's going on right now. And I just want to dive into my thoughts and feelings on it. I'm not a Man United fan, but listen, it is what it is. Currently sitting 8th in the league, 10 games, 5 wins, 5 losses, a goal difference of -5, 15 points. They seem to love this number 5. I don't know why they love the number 5. But listen, they're on 50-50 for wins this season in the Premier League. But then you could say the negative, because they're out of the Carabao Cup as well. They lost 2 of their 3 Champions League games, currently sitting second from last in the group. So listen, Man United this season started really bad after a season last year that some Man United fans were saying it was them turning the corner. Some Man United fans were saying it was really positive. Me personally, if I want to say like my opinion on it, I think last season papered over a lot of cracks. I said that to my Man United mates. I'm going to get onto the manager in a little bit, but for the last season, right? They won the Carabao Cup. Well done. You won a trophy. Listen, we all want to win a trophy. I'm not going to laugh at them for winning that cup. But you won that cup, papered over cracks. You almost bottled the top 4 race. You were comfortably third, almost competing to win the league, and then all of a sudden, Man United dropped to being 2 games to spare. They could have been out of the Champions League. Obviously, they had done enough earlier in the campaign to stay, thanks to their home form, which brings me on to the next thing. Their away form has been terrible. Their home form is disgraceful. I'm talking disgraceful. Definitely from a team like Manchester United. They held their biggest loss ever against Liverpool. They got battered by Man City. Listen, it wasn't a great year for them. It was not a great year for them, in my opinion. They ended the season on a high with a cup, papers over cracks. It's that almost that recency bias. You won the cup, so you forget about how dreadful some of the performances have been over the season. If you see their run to winning that cup, I think they played 1 Premier League team, something like that, and it was Newcastle in the final. They were playing Bristol, this, that, like these sort of teams, like to get to the final, like not impressive. I think they might have played Nottingham Forest. It was the only other Premier League team they played. Come on, like let's be honest, that's the easiest run. Obviously, they done well in the final to win it, but yeah. The question is, what is the problem at Man United? Let's be honest, the problem starts from the board. The board is the biggest problem at Manchester United. The Glazers are the biggest problem at Manchester United. Not to say there ain't other problems filtering down, but the main thing that needs, listen, if you got to kill something, you got to kill it from the root. If you got to kill weeds, you kill it from the root. You don't chop the ends because it will grow back. And that's what getting rid of a manager does. You're chopping the ends, you're getting rid of players, you're chopping the ends, but it grows and grows and grows. Why? Because the core of it is still there, and that is the Glazers. The Glazers need to go, in my opinion, for Man United. I don't want them to go. As a rival fan, it's funny to see Man United like this. So I don't actually even want them to go. But as a neutral, to say that is the problem. The manager for me is not good enough. That's me personally. I'm not saying sack the manager. I'm not a Man United fan. Not my place to say sack or keep a manager. I don't rate Ten Hag. I said it at the end of last season to my mates that support Man United, and my other mates, they all back it. I said he's a fraud. He done it in Ajax, Mikel Arteta, De Zerbi, Eddie Howe, Pochettino. All these managers, I even think Graham Potter, all these managers win the Dutch league managing Ajax, in my opinion. So, and the fact of the matter is, he's brought a load of these players over. His scouting's been crap. He's brought in a load of players like from his past. They've not performed in the Premier League. He had like 3 or 4 of the same players in Ajax, and they were doing bits. Brought them here, they ain't doing nothing. I'm telling you, it does not work. I want to say this. to Man United fans. What style of football does Man United play? What is Man United's image? What do you see? When Man United go out, how do you expect them to play? No one can answer that question. That's where a big problem is. Another problem is, right now, in my opinion, is players. They have players with zero confidence. Every single Manchester United player has zero confidence, and they have not got a player that can drag them out of that rut right now. They haven't got a player like that. Their captain is disgraceful. Bruno Fernandes as a captain is abysmal. He's a child. Chucks his hands in the air, moans, groans, cries. He's a terrible captain. Listen, people will say, you're an Arsenal fan. It doesn't matter, mate. The world can see he's a shit captain. Proper Man United fans will tell you, why is this guy captain? Listen, so it starts from the top, but it's filtered out to everywhere. And right now, they are in a rut that they might not be able to get out of for a while. So is it right to sack the manager? Maybe. Maybe you just need to sack this manager and go again. Who knows? I don't know. I think the first thing that needs to be done at Manchester United is taking a captaincy off Bruno Fernandes. People say, who do you give it to? That's a good question. If I look at Man United, I can't really see a person that speaks captain to me. Hence why Harry Maguire was their previous captain. I would have personally given it to Casemiro. I know he's had his struggles with discipline and stuff, but I think if you gave him the captain armband and said, look, Casemiro, we're in a rut right now, we need you to be your experience, we need you to be the leader, I feel like he'd rise to the occasion. His discipline would get better and everything. That's who I would have given it to. And I think the manager was a coward for giving it to Bruno Fernandes. I think he thought, I'll give it to the best player on the team, a guy that probably arse kisses him, we can tell, you know. Then you got the other side of leaks and the manager saying this and about certain players and players falling out with the manager. Listen, I ain't going to go here or there with that because, to be honest, none of us actually know the truth. But there is a big problem at Man United. To finish in the Champions League last year and right now look like you're not even going to get Europe, because I'm not going to lie, Chelsea, which we all laugh at, look better than Man United this season. I believe that Chelsea, if this continues how it is, Chelsea will finish above Man United this season. Man United will not get Champions League this season. That's done now for me. And I don't even know if they'll get Europa League. So they might turn it around, man. They might. Listen, you never know. Fair play to Man United. The one thing I'll give them is they have had loads of injuries. A lot of teams have had quite a few injuries. Arsenal have had a few injuries. Chelsea have had a few injuries, etc., etc. But Man City as well. Only like Tottenham haven't had any injuries, and maybe Liverpool. But you can correct me on the Liverpool one if I'm wrong. Man United, though, have had the worst injuries. Like their backline has been in shambles and stuff, but that's not really been their problem. I don't think defensively has been their maddest problem. It's creating. It's the style of play. I'm sorry. People say that, like, I see Mark Goldbridge. I love Mark Goldbridge. I love his content. He said that if Arteta had the same injuries and he named the players, he'd be doing as bad. I don't think he would. He wouldn't be doing as good as we're doing right now. I 100% agree, even though we're not doing that good on the pitch. But when I see people like Tomiyasu come in and stuff like this, I see them and they just fit straight into the system. And the system continues because he's bought players and got players used to a certain system. Man United haven't got a system. So you're bringing players in that don't really play, and then you're asking them to play a system that doesn't exist. That not even players that have been playing there week in, week out know. Your captain's bitching and moaning. You make a mistake, he moans, chucking his hands in the air. It's a shambles. But listen, Man United have fallen far from grace, and like, let's be honest, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry too much about it, but I will say it as it is. Man United need to get the Glazers out. Man United fans need to protest it. That's the only way you're going to get it. Like, listen, that still might not happen. Like, I'm sitting here with my fingers crossed. Like, as a rival fan, take my being unbiased out of it. As a rival fan, I fingers crossed that Radcliffe gets the club and they don't sell to the Saudis, because that is the best thing for every other club. Like, if you're not Man United, it's the best thing for every other club. So listen, can they turn it around this season? Maybe. Will they? I don't think so. But we'll see. We'll see. Listen, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Unbiased Sports. I'm out. Peace.